So this week, we've been the last few weeks talking, sort of pulling out some phrases and ideas that we use in our services all the time and that can become rote if we're not paying attention. And we've been pulling out the deeper meanings of them, hopefully to bring them more into our awareness so that we can not do what we do by rote or say what we say by rote, but engage our hearts fully and really mean it. So this week what we're going to do is talk about what we do here at the church and why we do it. What do we do and why do we do it? Well, you might not know this, but we are a purpose-driven church. That means we decide what our purpose is, and then we decide what to do based upon, does it further that purpose? And some of our stated purposes are in those phrases that we've used over the last few weeks. Teaching only love, that's one of our purposes. So when we decide, are we going to do this or that or the other? Well, does that teach something other than love? Or is it teaching only love? Then, okay, we can do it, right? Our vision and mission provide us with, okay, this might be a good idea, but does it further our vision? Does it help in our mission? So we decide based upon our purpose, our mission, our vision, and our values. We know what our core values are, and we hold on to them. And maybe I should do core values sometime. So I want to talk about, first of all, the elements of the service and why we are like, because you sit through it every week, and you know, now it's time to sing, now it's time to stand up, now it's time to sit down, now it's time to, oh, she's going to read something, now it's time, and we just do that. But there is a method to the madness, and my intention, you can tell me whether it happens that way, but my intention is to create a flow that carries you along with it. And one of the reasons that we open with music is because music opens the heart. We open with music that Ken's playing before we even get quiet and settle down together. And then the first thing we do is to sing together, because the music opens our hearts, but more important than that, when we sing together, something magical happens. First of all, when we sing as individuals, something magical happens. Our blood gets oxygenated faster. We have endorphins moving through our system. We just feel nicer when we're singing. It's hard to be mad and ugly when you're singing. It's really difficult. I've tried it. It can happen, but usually not. It wakes us up. It brings us into interior movement. And the reason we say stand up while you sing this is because it's even harder to do that while you're standing. And it brings that movement into your body. It's hard to stand still when you're singing, when I walk, I walk. It's hard to stand still. And that's the point. It's not like, okay, stand up now, sit, kneel, sit, stand, sit, kneel. When one of my first jobs in college was I was a soprano soloist for a high church, Episcopalian church, and I had somebody like jerking me, get down, get back up, get down. I had no idea what to do. And it's not supposed to be rote. It is repetitive so that we know what to expect, because there's comfort in knowing what to expect. And sometimes we mix it up a little bit, so something that we're not expecting happens. But music opens the heart. Why do we want our hearts open? Because we have a message here. We're teaching only love, love for self and love for others. And if that message stays in your head, then it will not affect your life. But if by chance some tiny little sliver of that message is able to make that million-mile journey from the head to the heart, then is when change happens. Then is when we are fueled with awareness and able to do something different, able to approach the world with a little more love. That's the idea anyway. So we sing the songs that we sing, and every week Kay and I work together to find the songs that seem to support the message of the day, not just the whole message of the church. We won't do a song here that doesn't support teaching only love, that doesn't support that message. It will never happen. And so you see, sometimes we do New Thought songs, sometimes we do rock and roll songs, sometimes you never know what's going to happen, but always are they within the purpose, the teaching only love, the mission, the vision, the values of our church? Yes. Yes, and that's by design. It doesn't happen by accident. We never go, this would be a fun song to sing. We go, here's what I'm planning to talk about. What supports that? What can we surround that with so that the message starts getting in and getting in and getting in and getting in, so that by the time I'm actually talking to you, hopefully you're smiling and your heart is open and you're more able to receive whatever it is that I'm going to say today. And by the way, I take that very seriously. I try to be very careful. I mean, once your heart's open, I don't want to put something yucky in it. So I try to be very careful with that. I'm very thoughtful about how this works, about how it works. So then we often chant. Why do we chant? I used to, when I was a music director for many years, we had a suggestion box, and it always cracked me up because in the same suggestion box there will be, how come we don't sing any of the old hymns? And in the same box, same day, why did we sing that hymn? It makes me think of childhood and I want to kill myself. One day in the suggestion box was, I really like the chants, but why do we have to repeat them? And that's actually what chanting means, right? It means you don't just say it once. It means you say it over and over and over again. And it's usually a very simple message, and it goes and it goes, and hopefully each time it goes, it's not rote, it's getting in deeper and deeper. As with that's a very beautiful almost chant that Daniel wrote. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper. And you can feel yourself, if you're open to it, going deeper and deeper. So we believe in affirmations in this church, in statements of words, because we believe our words have power. Our thoughts have power. Our words follow our thoughts. But sometimes our thoughts follow our words. If we say the words enough, our thoughts will start to get in alignment with our words. And so when I sing, when I pray, when I pray, when I pray, I have a little bit more likelihood of at some point praying so that my heart can go deeper, because I feel the longing from the music to have my heart go deeper. So chanting is really practicing an affirmation, which is more fun because it's set to music and it sticks in your ear. And as much as I could give you a mantra and say, repeat this today, it's much more likely that you get an earworm and repeat that. And it's the same thing. It's a mantra. It's an affirmation. It's an idea that we want to get into our subconscious, that we want to pass by our ego, catch it unawares, and let it into a deeper place. And so then we have readings. And why do we have readings? Because I love to read, and there's always something cool to share. And it's one of my great joys to find something that fits with the message. Like, oh, this is the perfect poem, or this is the perfect reading, or this is the perfect scripture from the perfect place. And I love to use the inspiration of words. I love that. They inspire me. I hope they inspire you. What we're trying to do is hit you in all ways possible. So if you only get inspired one way, you'll get it that way. If you don't get it another way, and maybe you'll get it all the ways. So it illustrates, the readings are to illustrate the concept that we are going forward with in our message. And the readings often are to demonstrate palpably and literally how different scriptures, different poets, different writers from different backgrounds and different time periods can all write about something that sounds really, really different and yet hits that same core of love. It's about love. It's about love. We're an army of love. We're an army of love. It's said differently by different people, and yet there it is. So exposure to all of the different ways we can say something of the same thing, which is, I choose love, or which is the only important choice I really have to make in my life over and over and over, day by day, is whether to love or not. Whether to love or not. And the more I surround myself with loving words, loving visions, loving songs, loving messages, loving people, right? The more I am likely to be able to choose love. It's really much easier to choose love when you're surrounded by people who love you, isn't it? So one of the things we do simply is to gather. We're here. And simply by being here, you are surrounded by people who love you. Whether you know that or not, I can promise you, I don't make a lot of promises. I can promise you, you are. You are loved by me. You are loved by the other people in this room. Even if they don't know your name yet, they are opening their hearts to you simply because you're here. And so community is one of the ways we get the message in deeper. And then there's the message, which I'm doing right now. Some people call it the sermon. Some people call it the lesson. It's the message. And my vow, even before I went to ministerial school, when I decided I'm going to become a minister, the first thing I wrote in my journal was, if I'm not practical, there's no point. If I can't give you something to do that can possibly change your life, there's no point. I don't want to be a talking head. I don't want to stand up here and go, look at all the scripture that I know, or whatever. I want it to be something that you can go, here's what I take from the Sunday message, and here's how it can actually make my day different the rest of the day, can make my Monday morning different, can make my Friday night different. That's the idea, that it's something actually practical and relevant to your life, right? So I might occasionally tell a Bible story, but I'm not telling the Bible story to tell you about what happened to Joseph or what happened to whatever. I'm interpreting it metaphysically so that you can understand that you are Joseph. You are Noah. You're also all the animals. You're also the ark. You're also all of that, so that you can viscerally understand that these stories are practical as myth. They have something to teach us, and it's always something to teach us about ourselves. Why would you come here and learn about someone else? Did you know you're here to learn about yourself? You're here to learn the love that you are. We're here to learn the love that we are, and that is what I endeavor to do with the message every week. And the reason the meditation is right after the message, and a lot of churches do it differently, but the reason the message is right after the meditation is right after the message is it allows time for your brain to kind of process and take in what just went on before. 20 minutes of somebody talking, take a moment and breathe and let it distill in you. Take a moment and see if the message can get in deeper, or see what message comes to you, because it really doesn't matter what I said. What matters is, what did it spark in you? What do you want to look at? What do you want to embrace? What do you want to hold going forward? It's always, always only about you. Have you been waiting your whole life for somebody to tell you that? It's about you. It's all about you. Except it's about me. It's all about me. It's about all of us. And then we have more music again. Now that our hearts are open, here's another piece of music with a message in it that brings us into our joy, that brings us into our hearts, that brings us into, I think mostly joy. There's a reason that usually the song for the offering is a more upbeat song, because we want to bring you into your joy, not so much into your thought, and not so much into your emotional heart, as in, oh, that really touched me deeply. But hopefully, at that point, I love to make you cry, don't get me wrong. But I'd rather make you cry before the message and then make you get up and dance after the message. But to bring joy, or to bring whatever particular feeling it is that we're trying to cultivate at that moment. And we give, between the meditation, the second song is the second solo song, is the offering song. It happens during the offering. Why do we give? Why is that a thing? We give so that we can exist. All of this stuff that we're talking about doesn't happen unless you give. It's the most extraordinary thing, y'all. Nobody has to give any money to this church. Everybody that gives anything is giving of their own free volition. We don't even really pressure you or talk about it too much. Nobody's going to try to make you feel guilty. And yet, it is a wonder to me, and I give thanks every month when my paycheck comes in, Look at this. This is evidence that the people in this community believe in this message and are supporting it. And extrapolating from that, believing in me and are helping support me. And it's very, very meaningful. So yes, we give so that we can exist, so that we can keep doing what we're doing. I would love for us to give, to not just do what we're doing, but to look forward to what we still want to do, with what is ours to do, but we're not quite there yet. And also we give because giving opens the flow of love, of joy, of beauty, of abundance, of all kinds of abundance, of ideas. And yes, I believe of prosperity, of actual financial good. That giving opens those gates so that we can continue to receive. That's the way it works. In the Course in Miracles, it says, to give is how to recognize you have received. Right? Anytime you have something to give, guess what? It means you received something. Gratitude, give thanks, giving. And then we have those pesky announcements, which are just about communication. We just want you to know what it is that's going on, because I don't know about you, but I forget all the time. Let you know what's going on in case you want to get involved in some other way than just sitting here on Sunday morning. You're welcome to sit here on Sunday morning and never do another thing for the rest of your life. And yet, what I know is that when you participate in more kinds of things, your experience is enriched. Your experience of community is enriched, and your experience of this idea of teaching love is enriched. Every week we have this closing song, and it's the same one. My idea when I came here was to try out several different closing songs and maybe do one a month, kind of the way we do the opening song, and your response was, nope, we want this one. I'm like, okay, I think it's a good one. Love is my decision. Love is my decision. What a message to wake up in the morning with. I have a decision to make in every moment. Whatever, it's not, I have to do a different thing. Whatever I'm doing, I can do it with love or I can do it without love. So which would I rather do? I want to make breakfast with love. I want to walk my dog with love. If I'm going to watch the news, by golly, better watch the news with love or I'm going down. Right? It's our choice. It's our choice. It doesn't just influence what we do, it influences how we do it. And so we are sent out with that message, reminding us it's our decision. We get to choose. We get to choose. We get to choose. We get to choose. And then we put an amen on it because that's fun. Yeah? That's fun. Outside of what we do here on Sunday mornings, we have classes, we have book studies. Every single book that is chosen is looked at as, does it further our vision? Does it further our mission? Does it carry the message of unconditional love? And the beauty is it gets to carry it in a different way. You get to hear somebody else's words than mine, whichever book we're focusing on, whether it's Don Miguel Ruiz or we're doing the Tao and it's Lao Tzu, or we're doing something by Michael Singer or by Pema Chodron, or all these different beautiful thinkers who are all about love and compassion and how to bring more love and compassion into play in our lives. Another thing that happens here is that we volunteer. We show up for each other. You ever wonder how the toilet paper gets in the bathroom? Or where this good-smelling soap comes from? I'm telling you, we would be buying the industrial strength from Costco, but there is a person in this church that likes good-smelling soap, so I don't know if she does it in all the bathrooms, but she does it in the women's bathroom back there, just because she likes the smell. Chris brings all these pretty soaps for us to use. Jay is going around silently replenishing the toilet paper and the napkins and the Kleenex and the water and whatever else it is we need. This is going on, and those aren't even official volunteers. There are the people who bring you food on Sunday morning. There are the people who greet you at the door. There are people who pray for you and with you. And when you do those things, you get ownership in this community. I don't just sit here on Sunday morning. I'm contributing something. And it's very, very beautiful. And in every class, I just need to say this. It's never about, okay, let's read this writer because this writer is right. Never, 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 never. And never take anything I say up here as right. Oh, please do not. I am not that smart. I am not that spiritual. I'm doing my best to allow the Spirit of God to speak through me, but here's what I want you to do every single time, no matter what you read, no matter what you hear, no matter what you sing. Hold it up to your heart and say, is this true for me? Does this ring true? Is it something I can use? Because if it rings false to you, don't do it. Don't believe it. You might put it in a corner and go, I'll check in with that again later. Doesn't feel good now, but I'll check in with it later. Or you might go, no, that didn't work. That doesn't work for me. You maybe have a different way in. I never want you to just take something because it's said. We volunteer here so that we can use our gifts of service, so that we can connect on a deeper level with our community, so that we can strengthen our ties and make new friends. You volunteer on a team, now you have those people as your friends. You go to a class, you're sharing at a deeper level, now you have a deeper communication and a deeper relationship with the other people in the class. And all of it is to spark thought and emotion. All of it is to make you think, not to make you think the way I'm telling you, but to make you think about what I'm talking about and come to your own conclusions. So finally, what I want to say is, yes, we have purpose, we have mission, we have vision, we have values. We try to build everything we do around those things, and we're certainly open to your suggestion if you think there's a better way. But what is your purpose? What is your vision for your life? What is your mission? What are your values? And how are you designing your life in a way that furthers what you believe in, what your values are, what your mission is, what your vision for yourself and the world is? What are you going to do? And how are you going to do it? Thank you. So we're just going to very purposefully take that into meditation for a moment. I invite you to simply breathe and just allow. I don't know about you, but I like to push rivers and push at stationary rocks and push. And when I think the word allow, it helps me to rest and to trust, to stop pushing, and to feel that there is something within me that is moving without my ego having to shove it. So as you simply breathe and give thanks for the breath, you might ask yourself, what is my vision for my life? You don't have to answer in this moment. You may never have thought about it before in those terms. But it's a good question to continue to ask yourself. What is my vision? What is my mission here? What is my purpose and how do I go about fulfilling it? And breathe into it. Don't start formulating plans right away. That's not the point. The point is breathe into it and allow. Allow divine ideas to find you. Allow your own intuition to rise up. Allow your own wisdom to speak to you. A good question to ask yourself every day is, what is mine to do? And I like to ask it in two ways. What is mine to do in this large sense, overall? But more importantly, what is mine to do right now? What is mine to do today? And will what I think is mine to do today lead me to a place of fulfillment of my purpose? Does it lead me to love? Does it lead me to connection? Does it lead me to awakening myself and possibly inspiring others to awaken? And the coolest thing is you don't have to have immediate answers. Please don't jump to an immediate answer. Allow that to work within you. And then say this affirmation to yourself without having to have a vision about it. I have a purpose. I may not have distilled in my mind what it is, but I have one, otherwise I wouldn't be here. I have a divine purpose. There are things that are mine to do that only I can do with my individual unique gifts, or that only I can do in my way. And as you ask the question, what is mine to do, perhaps just repeat that. I know I have a purpose, so I continue to ask. What is it? How do I go about it? Why? Why do I think I need to? And so we allow ourselves to simply rest in the question, knowing that the question is a safe place. In the question is the divine. In the question is the open door, the connection. As we allow the ideas to come to us and the love to flow through us, so that we know that we are truly a blessing and able to bless others. And so it is.